I'm about to show you extremely disturbing murders, but what will really shock you are the faces behind them. This is one, this is another. It's a video about child murderers, but in the end, the message is for all of us. Let's start with a horrific story of Joshua Phillips. At 14 years old, this kid was convicted of murdering his 8-year-old neighbor. Joshua was playing baseball with the girl before she went missing. The kid even volunteered to search for her. But after 1 week came a chilling discovery. While Joshua's mother cleaned his room, she found a leak in his waterbed. Inside, she found the girl's body, naked, half down, hit by a bat and stabbed on the face, neck and chest. The very last thing that girl played with was also the thing that killed her. And it's the same weapon used by these next child criminals. Brothers who murdered their own father.
Despite their youth, the boys will be tried as adults for their father's murder.
Alex King, 12, and Derek King, 13, bashed their father's head with a baseball bat until half of his face was smashed and his skull cracked open. To cover up this crime, they set their own house on fire, burning their dad's body to death. That is tragic. But the next child murderer did not just kill his own father. Kip Kinkel, 15, had always been obsessed with guns and bombs. He even bragged to his classmates about blowing up animals. But people ignored all of these red flags until the very day that ruined his life. Kip grabbed a rifle from his room and shot the back of his father's head. On the same day, he met his mom at the garage, told her he loved her and then shot her 6 times. The next morning, Kip went on a shooting spree at his school's cafeteria. 2 people died, 25 got wounded, and in the end, he was sentenced to 111 years in prison. I know these are very hard to handle, but please stay with me for the message of this video. Because we still have to talk about Daniel Petrie. The 16-year-old was always known to be a violent kid. Therapy did not work on him, so he found comfort through online games. One day, he got very angry with his younger friend over game money that kid owed him. So he went to the 12-year-old's house, beat him, raped him and wrapped a cable around his neck until he passed out. What happens next is unspeakable. The 16-year-old Daniel chopped both of the boy's legs with a hacksaw. And even when he was in prison, he said, "There in hell is he. I will find him there and take revenge again." All these stories ask an important question. Why do children become murderers? To be honest with you, this video was incredibly hard to make, not only because of the murders, but also because I myself could have become like these kids. For the first 11 years of my life, I grew up in a reality that was designed to make me into a sociopath. I had a bad childhood. And that is why I talk to you about it today. Because if you look at all these cases, there is one clear pattern. Kip, the mass shooter, was bullied, depressed and bitter towards his father. Joshua's father was a drug addict and alcoholic. He was afraid of his father's short temper, and it was that fear that caused him to panic when he hit the little girl. The brothers Alex and Derek were abandoned by their mother, who was a drug addict. Their father was said to be mentally abusive. Alex was also sexually molested by a family friend. There is never a justifiable reason for the crimes these children did. But we also know that no child is born evil, and that is why I want to send an important message to all the people watching. Never allow hate inside your home, because hate can build up in a child's heart and mind until it swallows them whole and leaves them empty inside. This cycle of abuse stops with you. Because if one broken child can cause so much suffering, then imagine how raising just a good one can impact the world.